this is kind of what I came up with. I took that rectangular tubing and split it, made 2 lengthwise cuts to make it into a big fat angle iron, and then this is how I'm going to do the wheel wells. Came in and notchy. I got to just come in with the flapper to bring that joint in a little bit closer, the flapper disc, take that burr off and that little burr, and that'll bring that one in. And I'm only doing this with a bandsaw. I'm not going to TIG weld it. I'm going to come in with the wire wheel or the flapper, probably the flapper, and clean up all these joints where the weld's going to go, and after that it's going to stay just as it is. This is how we're going to close the corner off. I got to give that a little love tap. The heat when I cut it, I guess, made it kind of kick out a little bit, but not a problem. And then we'll repeat the same on the other side. But I wanted to show you before I got too crazy and started welding stuff together. Yeah, see, all I need to do is just knock that little bit of that corner off, and that joint will come in just fine. Yeah, not bad. Belt sander and a sawzall, that's all she gets. And that'll do the perimeter, and then I'll start welding the sides on her. I was going to run one across the back. However, I'd rather have this a smooth edge for unloading, sliding stuff off at the dump, and not having this lip when I want to sweep the trailer out, to sweep everything out the back. So that's okay. It looks a little weird, but it is what it is. Fresh coat of paint, you probably never even notice. I'll be right back. Shut that off. I did, you're going to see a section of this video when I had the Miller out, the 150 STL. This thing dumped a diode. I should have probably videoed the recording because, you know, this is an old school one with no technology in it. It's just a big ass coil. The AC from the big ass coil goes into a diode pack or a bridge rectifier, turns it to DC, and you're actually welding at I don't know, what are you welding at? 18 volts DC. And there are 12 diodes in this pack, and if one fails, it causes this thing to start tripping breakers and it doesn't work. I've had that issue before, and you can't just buy one diode, you got to buy 12, right? So fortunately, about 8 or 9 or 10 years ago, when I rebuilt that bridge rectifier, I threw away, you can't buy just one, you got to buy the whole pack of 12. So I saved the 11 good ones, and that's what I did the repair on. I should have probably shown that, but, you know, sometimes your day gets away with you. That actually broke towards the end of the day, and I was pretty frustrated and just wanted to get working. So here's where it fits and finishes, and I'm extremely pleased. Extremely pleased. I welded on the old rope hooks, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of them all the way around. Put some angle iron here to give that some strength. I'm digging it. I'm really happy with how strong everything is, and it didn't cost me anything but time and a little bit of electricity and weld wire. Unfortunately, what that does is that just confirms my psychosis about keeping a hoard, because all this was in my hoard. I grabbed these panels like 2 years ago. I've been tripping over them for the last 2 years, and I had 6 panels, and I used 6 on this trailer. Yeah, so it's just hard for me to throw stuff away when I know, and I knew 2 years ago these sides needed to be replaced. But you know, life got in the way, so it's sat. I've been tripping over them for the last 2 years, so now I got a nice spot opened up in my hoard, and I'm enjoying the space. I really am, and it came out extremely solid. I'm really happy. I went with barn doors. Again, I dug through my hoard and I modified. These are computer hinges for a computer workstation. Was getting thrown out years ago, a lot of years ago, probably 8 years ago. And these hinges were really cool. So I saved them, and ended up, what I had to do was pull the pin, and I flipped like this one around, and then I had to bend it the other way because these were actually bent that way, because these are meant for an adjustable workstation. Anyhow, I modified them to make these doors swing all the way open. This is 1/2-inch black pipe. This is a bolt. I think it's a 5/8 bolt. And this is just threaded rod that's threaded into the bolt. I'm going to do some kind of handle or something here. I'm going to shorten it. But in the interim, that's where we are. See, there's the bolt. And then these are the catch releases I have down here. Just a bolt. This is a 1/2-inch bolt. And then that's 1/2-inch black pipe that I turned on the lathe to make nice square spacers. It's got a spring. And it's not, you know, I thought about making it so it would automatically catch, but then I'd have to use square stock, right, or figure out a way to keep this from rotating. So I don't loan my trailer out. I just don't. That just is not going to end well. So I'm not worried about it. I put a little more schmutz in there. But I can open one side, and then this swings all the way around, and it'll bed on itself. So when you're at the dump, you have a clean, and this one will swing open. I don't know if I pull this up, it'll swing open, but of course it'll hit the truck, so we're just gonna stop it right there. Yeah. Really happy with all of this. You guys just don't know. I got a little over 2 solid old days welding and cutting and coving, you know, this stuff to make it all fit. This is 3/4 galvanized 1-inch OD galvanized water pipe, and yeah, I ground the galvanized off the ends before I squished them. Before I welded them. But man almighty, I'm gonna do some kind of way to capture these doors. I think, maybe not, we'll see. Very excited. This is a long time coming, I'm telling you. I knew these sides were rotten years ago. This is way too long. I noticed 4 or 5 years ago that the sides needed to be replaced, and then when this scaffolding came in line, see this side here didn't come out quite square, but that's solid. See, that should pull together like that, and then it would be an even gap, but it doesn't. There's a little play in the side here. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I sectioned in a piece here. so they were symmetrical because I'm just screwed up like that. 2 panels per side, 1 panel for the front, 1 panel for the back, with sectioned pieces like leftover pieces. And anyhow, yeah, I'm digging the rust. You see it flash rusted overnight. It was pretty wet last night. Oh, it's a little flash, not a big deal. But I'm not going to, if I do decide to paint this, because I really kind of like the look of it rusted, I do need to put another coat of, I've got some porch and deck paint for this plywood. I do need to protect that. I gotta put the taillights and license plate back on, but I'm kind of thinking I'm digging the pipe the way it is. I don't know. If I do paint it, it'll be black. Oh man, that is so cool. Solid. 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 With my thinking, there's my thinking. And it actually came to me. Skippy had stopped by yesterday, and we're sitting here staring at it, just admiring my work. And he's like, well, what are you going to do when you've got to replace the deck? Aren't you concerned about that? And I sat there and I looked at it and I said, well, actually, the way this is set up, when it's time to rebuild the trailer deck or replace the plywood, I've got 1, 2, same on the other side, so 4, 5, 6 on the other side, and 7 bolts that actually hold this steel cage to the deck. So if I pull those 7 bolts, I could lift this up almost like the roof rack that's on, or the lumber rack that's on my truck. I could just lift that up, set it aside, rebuild it to the same dimensions, just drop it right back down on there and be done with it. That's if I don't know. I'm not in any hurry to do that, as long as it holds out the way it is. Okay, did you really think I wouldn't at least put 2 coats of paint on before I called it a day? How did I prep it? I just swept it and then just put the paint on heavy, let it soak right in. I had almost a full gallon of this slate gray porch and deck paint, and I'll just keep putting coats on until it won't accept anymore, because I'm cleaning out my paint hoard too. Shit. Oh, never ends, boys and girls, it never ends. Okay, you gotta go, gotta run. See you. Okay, just a quick video on the follow-up on this trailer. I'm gonna try to make this really short. 2 absolutely positively cool things that I noticed about this trailer is not having the solid sides and front. It tows like a dream on the freeway. I don't have that windsock pulling behind me. I did add some more weight with the steel. I don't know, maybe another 100 pounds or so to the trailer, which is probably nothing. I took quite a bit of wood out of that. And the steel had concerned me a little bit about the balance, maybe throwing the balance off, because that axle on that trailer is dead nuts center. So I was hoping with all the hardware and stuff on the tailgate that I wouldn't throw off the tongue weight when that thing was unloaded, because I don't have much control in theory on the tongue weight when it's unloaded. But it towed like a dream. It was not a wind sail on the freeway, which is awesome. And it's nice, and you can see through the thing, which is nice. When it's empty, backing cars right up against you, I can see right through that trailer and see everything that's behind it, which makes me really happy. These mirrors on this little Toyota don't stick out like, you know, big boy trucks that have the big towing mirrors. So it's hard for me to see around the trailer, even using my mirrors, and I use my mirrors a lot, but like when you're backing into something, it's just hard to judge where the back of the trailer is when it's empty. You know, when it's full, it is what it is. But overall, extremely happy. We've got the trailer on the job site right now, and on the next video, I'm going to take you for a walk through on the house, and I'll show you what we're starting. Okay, I quickly discovered that was going to be a serious eye poker if I left that threaded rod in there. So I jumped on the lathe last night and I took a piece of 5/8 steel, just regular steel doweling, and I threw it in the lathe. I knurled it. I did okay on the knurl. I'm not sure why there's a seam there. I did something. Anyhow, so I knurled it, and then I turned down about 3/4 of an inch of this and tapped it to 5/16 18, threaded it into the bolt. she works like a champ, and then that way I won't end up in the emergency room looking like a pirate.